eerste middagsessie van de Dutch Darts Masters. We zijn nog steeds de gast hier in het MEC in Maastricht. We gaan spelen tussen twee man die dit jaar hun tourkaart hebben gehaald. Zij zijn dus nog in het begin van hun carrière. Eerst een jongeman uit Engeland. Hij speelt in zijn 5e Euro-tour toernooi. Geef hem hartelijk welkom, Chris Quantock! En dan zijn tegenstander, die komt uit Duitsland, heeft ietsje meer ervaring als het gaat om het spelen van dit soort toernooien. Hij gaat zijn 13e Euro-tour toernooi al spelen. Hadden de kwartfinale dit jaar bij het Austrian Open. The Wall, Martin Schindler!
Well, for all those fans of diminutive dart players, fear not. Darren Webster may have headed home back to East Anglia, but Martin Schindler is here to entertain you. Eine kleine Dartspieler, the Wall from Strasbourg, takes on Chris Quantock, the Yorkshireman. These two fighting out for a place in the second round of the Dutch Darts Masters, live here in Maastricht. Gerwyn Price, the #1 from Wales, awaits the winner of this one. And sat alongside me in the commentary box for this one, Rob Malarkey.
Yeah, kleine Dartspieler is 21 Jahre alt as well.
Steady on.
21 last week, as was Max Hopp.
Yes. Well, only 4 days apart, is it?
Yeah. Anyway, happy birthday, first of all, to Martin Schindler, 21 years old, up against another young player in the shape of Chris Quantock, and a player who, you know, the more I see of him, I'm really beginning to appreciate that he could be, you know, a pretty decent force to come, you know, capable of establishing himself in the top 32 and maybe beyond that as well. It's been, you know, productive few months or so for Chris Quantock, and I'm looking forward to seeing how he fares here as well.
Ladies and gentlemen, first leg is Martin to throw first. Game on.
Only made his European Tour debut in this year's German Darts Championship in Hildesheim, but he's put in a few performances since then.
And now you see
140.
Shindy was showing me these new points earlier on, the reflex points, very, very thin points that he's using, new ones that he's had on for about the last month or so.
140.
First time he's used them in a PDC ranking event, and you can see it's like the old John Michael cartoon dart. It hits the board and wobbles around.
82.
Yeah, Schindler, the first of last night's European qualifiers to be on stage today. We had the host nation qualifiers and the Europeans last night, so Schindler, the first of those to make an appearance today. John Michael, you mentioned, is also through. See him later on. Schindler beating Fabian Hertz and Thomas Saylor, losing just 3 legs over the course of those two last night.
I think it's the third, possibly even the 4th time that he's beaten Thomas Saylor, one of the old stages of German darts, 59. In a deciding match for qualifying for these Euro Tours. And his performances this year mean that Martin Schindler is going to be in Hasselt for the European Championship. He's won 10 grand already. That should be enough to get him there.
And he'll be in the World Series, I assume, as well.
He will be in the World Series. That is nailed on.
Yep. So he's got a couple of big assignments to come later this year.
Martin, you require 40.
Guaranteed.
Oh, tops for a 13 darter. 14 darter will do. Well, so with a 50.
Is there any science behind
Showing the first leg, Martin
Well,
Schindler.
there is.
Second leg is Chris to throw first.
He's
Game on.
convinced that it reduces the number of deflections. Obviously, there's less
99
metal in the way of the bed that he's going for. So when he sticks one in the treble 20, say, for example, this dart. Oh, come on, Shindy. There, see? And he follows it in, and he's convinced that it does not deflect as much. He was saying that when he tested it out in the German Super League, the domestic
55.
competition they have over here, he's using the old points, and he lost something like 50, 60 points, he reckoned, through deflections and bounce
60.
outs. Whereas it only happened twice once he moved to these new points in a whole day. So he thinks
83.
that these make a big difference. Now, Peter Wright has talked about these bendy points.
He's well qualified to talk about changes.
He's talking about every kind of dart setup known to man because he's used them all.
80.
He says that the darts sort of move out the way when you catch the flight and they'll part like the Red Sea for Moses, guiding you into the treble 20. Of course, the downside to that is they will part and guide you into the treble 1 if your first dart is gone. It's a double-edged sword when you play with these things.
Well, we'll see how many bounce outs he has today. None so far.
58. Chris, you require 164.
I thought you might stay on the treble 20.
138.
Had he done that with the second dart, then could just set it up and left whatever double he fancied. As it is, he has left double 13.
140.
And that's 140 for Martin Schindler.
26.
Piles the pressure on.
Yeah, it does. And that's the danger of double 13.
14.
And you just wonder, he didn't need to go treble 20, treble 18 for Bull for that 164. Schindler was not on a finish. Quantock may have just stayed in the treble 20, which he hit with his third dart anyway. Leaves himself whatever double he fancies, comes back 3 darts at it, happy days. But as it is, he now finds himself 2-0 down, and that, in part, may be down to a poor decision.
Well, Chris Quantock didn't qualify for Mannheim next week, but he is through to the International Darts Open in Riesa later in September, so we will see him again
140
on the European stage this year, if we have a very short-lived visit from Quantock this time around. 2-0 down here. Has made the second round of a couple of European Tour events this year. That's a lovely camera angle there just to illustrate Quantock's pointy darts, or guiding themselves nicely into the treble.
140.
Now, Martin Schindler, first 180 there. That's a poor dart, however. He is averaging in the high 90s, as is Quantock, to be fair. But Schindler
45.
has started to put together these sorts of performances on a more regular basis. And we saw that at the Austrian Darts Open when he made the quarterfinals.
Yep.
Fantastic display against Ian White. Beat Jamie Bain in the next round and was only beaten by Michael van Gerwen in the last 8. But he looks, I mean, 44. It's no surprise that playing week in, week out against the best players in the world is a great way to get better at this game. And Martin Schindler appears to be doing exactly that, having won his tour card at the start of the year.
That said, I mean, since he made the last 8 in Vienna, he had a first-round defeat in Leverkusen. I think he's lost in the first round in each of his last 4 Pro Tour events as well. So he needs to get back on track here this weekend.
87.
Looking for the 25 there to try and leave double top. Quantock gets 2 darts at 10s. 5s.
75.
Wow. Just not happening on the doubles, is it, for
45.
Chris Quantock here? The bigger picture with Schindler is clear, though, and he's 45 away here. So, 2 cracks at tops here for a 3-0 lead.
35.
Some way inside the wire.
You might have just seen there when that dart at tops, it seemed to catch the fly to the 1 in the 5, and it did sort of part out the way.
On the third
but it evidently took enough off it to drag it down.
Well, like it's Chris to throw first.
Chris Quantock does break straight back 2-1. And you said at the start of this match that the more you've seen of Quantock, the more impressed you've been. And I completely concur.
100.
Certainly when you talk about good dart players from the York area, Chris Quantock is streets ahead of the man calling this game, Kurt Bevin.
60.
Only 25 as well, Quantock. He's got plenty of time on his side, a veteran compared to Schindler.
121.
But again, his first year on the Pro Tour.
On the Pro Tour, yeah.
On his tour card at Q School at the start of the year.
$140.
Yeah, just missed out on an automatic free entry into Q School, if you like.
180.
On the Challenge Tour last year. There's a 180. That's put him in a good shape in this particular leg. He was 10th on the Challenge Tour Order of Merit last year, so he just missed out on free entry into Q School, but he paid his way. Schindler's paying his way as well with a 180 hit. Good leg this.
What a horrible dart, that first one for Quantock. 180 to leave 100, and then his next dart completely negates any chance of seeing the leg out. Schindler, 121. Great dart, 11s. Bullseye for 3-1.
96. Chris, you require 60. $50.
Yeah, again, the
Martin,
doubles.
you require
Source of
25.
frustration here for Quantock.
Well, he missed a couple of darts in the second leg. He missed a couple in the third leg before he eventually got over the line. He's missed 3 in this leg already, Chris Quantock. And the wall makes him pay 3-1.
Fifth leg is Martin to throw first. Game on.
We have seen a lot of breaks of throw today so far. I know they're not unusual, but I'll look at the stats in a moment or two when I get a moment.
Decent standard.
100. $86.
Yeah, needed that. Martin Schindler, 21, same as Max Hopp. We've got 16 and 17-year-olds in the field today.
60.
Jamie Lewis, only 25, I believe.
Yeah, Jeffrey Desvan, 21.
Yeah.
140.
A lot of young guns in action here on the opening day of the Dutch Darts Masters, all looking to join the big boys in the second round.
Roby John Rodriguez, 23, I believe.
I believe so. Second of the RJ Rod clan. No Rusty
27.
Jake this weekend, but I think we will be seeing more of him on the European Tour. He looks a real prospect, is Rusty.
130.
Good stuff from Quantock.
$44.
Schindler's lost his way in this leg.
45.
12 darts in, he's only down to 270.
Looking like another breaker throw, isn't it?
65.
Ton is the minimum required here.
100.
Last dart, so there is some pressure on this.
Oh, again, just strayed the wrong side. Tried to square it off with the treble 19.
20. Martin, you
has to hope
require
now that Schindler does not take
170.
this out. And he won't.
60. Richie requires 60. $20. Martin, you require 110.
Well, in a game that's only seen one hold of throw so far, this would be to make it 2 and to open up a 3-leg gap. Double 18, does he stay there? He does. And that leaves double 15, not anybody's favourite double, but he wanted to have a crack at this because he fancied the lie for the treble 20, and he's not a million miles away,
40.
far enough as far as Chris Quantock's concerned, though.
But again, Quantock.
Game shot on the fifth
second
leg.
time
Chris
around.
Quantock. Second leg, it's Chris to throw first.
Another break. 4 on the spin now. This one is very much up for grabs. Gerwyn Price awaits the winner. Gerwyn Price managed to
93.
remember to sign up for this tournament. He's fluffed his lines a couple of times this year as far as that's concerned, but he is here this weekend as the number 14 seed.
135. $134.
Schindler, one of 4 Germans to come through qualifying last night, Max Hopp being one of the others. Bernd Reuth also coming through as well.
97. $140.
And of course, young Nico Bloom, who plays Steve Beaton in the penultimate match of the day.
Well, that's it. You look at
99.
nation qualifiers for this. You've got 3 young lads coming through. You look at the European qualifiers, and we've got some young players there as well. So
94.
it's all about the youth.
Martin, you require
As the great Rod Harrington
170.
once said in song, worryingly. It's on. Oh, now there is a
There.
deflection. The
Clear
deflect-
example.
95.
Clearest example of the
require
lot.
40.
Now. A level game.
20.
It's just not convincing.
Yeah. Martin, you require
What's
75.
that, 2 from 14 now on his doubles?
May well be 15. Great dart. Double 12 is the target.
Game shot on the sixth leg.
Well, it looks
Martin Schindler.
like we have another very close
Some legs
game. It was a
Martin to
6-0
throw
whitewash
first.
for Robert Owen to get this
Neymar.
tournament underway, but Steve West and Jim Walker have both needed deciding legs, and even though Schindler has just opened up a 2-leg advantage once again, Quantock is right there with him in pretty much every leg.
Yeah.
And look at that. Quantock will be thinking, the score could easily be reversed.
100.
Easily.
It's got to the stage now where, normally you think a break of throw is decisive, but a hold of throw is decisive here. That's the case. We've had
100.
5 breaks on the bounce. Schindler leads 4-2. If he can hold here for 5-2, that would be a massive, massive boost for him. But once again,
57.
Treble's deserting him at the outset of this leg.
Yeah, 40% is kind of average. For
100.
these guys finishing as Quantock fires in his second maximum. But average is being made to look superb by Chris Quantock's doubling so far in this one.
100.
Yeah, Quantock has stolen the darts here and can press home his advantage. Would like a treble, and he's got one.
100.
So he's down to 1-2-1.
$44. Chris, you require 121.
Quantock's leg to lose this one.
He wants it. Well, again, he's going to go up for the treble 20, and that will
97.
leave a sensible double. So it's not how he did it in the first instance in this game, in the second leg, where he'd gone for a treble that might have left him a bullseye, which he probably wouldn't have
60.
gone for anyway.
Chris, you require
And back to the treble
24.
20 and left a weird number. As it is, double 12, and nothing wrong with that. Breaks down to double 6. Still getting 3 darts at the
Shot on the
double.
seventh leg.
And 3
Chris
darts is
Quantock.
what he needs.
Eighth leg
4-3.
is Chris to throw first. Game
Really
on.
feared for him there, though, with that final dart. 3 from 17 on the doubles, but he's still in the frame here at 4-3.
140.
That first 9 average from Chris Quantock, that is what has kept him in this game, despite the fact that his finishing has been vastly inferior to that of
100.
Martin Schindler.
$100.
Ton 40 ton. Quantock could be about to level for the first time since this match started.
I remember that match that Quantock played with Nicholson
57.
in Gibraltar, where it just went with the throw completely. All the way through, right through to the deciding leg. And this is almost like the exact reverse, but it's still
140.
very similar in that Quantock is just plugging away and he's just keeping on going here. And now he's got the chance to get that all-important hold of
140.
throw, the
Chris, you
elusive
require
hold of throw,
121.
as far as he's concerned.
Doesn't need to go 11, but he has. Double 14 it is.
107.
And look, was he going to go for the bullseye? If he was, he doesn't need to. As it is, he's left himself double 14. A lot of players like double 14, but you're missing
60.
side, you're going back for double
Richard
7, and this
14.
causes all sorts of problems sometimes.
Yeah, and the way he's finished today as well, concerns here. Only got 1 dart in hand at double 2.
10 score.
And there you go, it's just opened
Martin,
the door
you
here for
require
Schindler on 144.
144.
It's a biggie, but
For the second time in this match, Chris Quantock has given himself a huge problem of his own making. And the 144 is not going to go, but Quantock, missing side on the 2s, is in the madhouse, and Schindler is not out of this
128.
leg.
Chris, you require 4.
And it's a pivotal leg.
Game shot on
But
the
he
eighth
does
leg.
hit double
Chris
2, and he
Quantock.
kind of gets away
Ninth leg
with
is
it, Chris
Martin to throw
Quantock.
first.
Now,
Neymar.
we don't know. Maybe he wants to go for the bullseye. And hey, I love players taking out ball finishers, especially ones where they don't need to do it. They're just doing it to entertain the fans or just show that they can do it. However,
there's a
it's
fine
not
line.
the percentage
Yeah.
shot, is it?
Yeah. And he could say, look, I just wanted to do something to give myself a shot in the arm here, but yeah, it's a very, very delicate balancing act
96.
that players need to perform here, and yeah, he's got away with that one, you have to say.
Well, it's a 16-darter. And it's been neat and tidy stuff, apart from that fifth leg. That fifth leg was
58.
a bit of a scrappy one.
And those 2 14s from Schindler were both breaks of throw as well. So
100.
Well, that's the first time in this match that Chris Quantock's managed to hold his throw. Schindler still has the advantage of throwing first in this leg and the decider if we go the distance.
60.
It's not been much of an advantage so far in this game, though, has it?
nothing at all.
And he's lost the darts in this one because Quantock has
100.
pretty consistently outscored him in this match. Certainly at the start of legs. And if Chris Quantock can win this game, finishing fewer than 1 in 5 of his darts at double, then he knows he will have dodged a major bullet.
Yeah, he's got away with it.
Has to be said, Martin Schindler is one of the
60.
a rare position he's finding himself on the European Tour, in that he's playing up on the big stage in the Euro Tour, and he hasn't got an army of German fans chanting his name.
Well, we saw it early today as well. Steve West, 6 from 27 in his win. And, he admitted afterwards that he played terribly, but again, got away with it. And Quantock is doing something similar here. Should he come through?
85.
But that's a big if at the moment. But this is a step in the right direction for him.
Well, he's going to get 2 darts, and he has been iffy, to say the least, on double top, Chris Quantock. 2 darts to go into the lead for the very first time in the match.
99.
99 keeps Schindler interested. Maybe not for long, though.
40. Martin, you require 116.
Get that man a map with double top location on it, because Quantock has no idea how to find his way through to it. Has hit it once. That was in that scrappy fifth leg. It's on, though, this. It is on.
Tops. For a steal.
Game shot on the
And
ninth
it is
leg.
a huge,
Martin Schindler.
huge steal from Martin Schindler.
Like it's Chris to throw first. Game on.
Well, that is how you hit double top.
He's won a leg that he had no right to win there, but the way that Quantock's been finishing, especially on tops, it's perhaps no
81.
surprise. Schindler 5-4 in front. And given the fact he's broken throw already 3 times today, he's certainly in the frame here.
100.
Well, a tale of 2 tops. Martin Schindler hits one at the end of 116 checkout for the best finish of the match so far. Whereas Chris Quantock, well, he's managed to hit it once, but has missed so many darts at double top.
Here we go.
140.
Advantage Schindler.
121. $57. $98.
Well, interesting decision to move over to the 18s there. He has left himself a finish. It's a good job he didn't go to the 19s, for example. Or the 17s.
140. Chris, you require 158.
But this, double 19 to finish it if he hits 2 treble 20s. Schindler 64 for the match.
134.
45% of his darts at double.
Requires 64.
First dart in the treble. You fancy, it's 6-4.
Tops again then. It was a tale of 2 tops, could be a tale of 3 tops here.
Game
and
shot.
there it is.
And the match, Martin Schindler.
Well, a topsy-turvy encounter, and it's Martin Schindler who comes out on top. Another break of throw. 4 in total. And it's the man who recently turned 21 who advances to a second round meeting with Gerwyn Price tomorrow. Chris Quantock, well, ultimately his undoing today was the doubles. 4 from 23 in the end. That really was the damage as far as he's concerned. Schindler just managed to hold it together in the closing stages when he was pegged back. And it's the wall who goes through. Quantock will see him again in Riesa later this month. It's the end of the road for him, though. Let's grab a quick word with Schindler now. On the way next, by the way, European Tour debut for Justin Van ter Houw.
Sometimes this is exactly like that. I'm happy that I get through now. Chris was scoring sometimes really well. I'm really happy that I got through to that game. For my luck, the 116 went in, the tops, and for the game, the 64, the tops went in. So I'm very happy at that. Really.
Is that, for most qualifiers, getting past this first hurdle, does it make you relax a bit more?
Yes, of course. I mean, it's the 7th time now that I get through to the qualifier, and I think it's only the 3rd time that I get through to the 2nd round. Last time in Vienna, I was, a little bit happy about reaching the quarterfinals. Hopefully the same this weekend. Of course, I'm relaxed now, and let's see what tomorrow brings me.
En we gaan hem morgen terugzien. Dames en heren, geef Martin applaus. Uit Duitsland, Martin Schindler. En dat betekent dat wij even een korte pauze gaan houden. Een minuutje of 10 geeft jullie de mogelijkheid om even de benen te strekken. Wij gaan